Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is Saturday, January 6th. Do you know where your children are? It's lovely to see all of you guys. Hey, Justice Jane in the house. I got my spectacles on tonight so I can read all of these new Epstein docs to you guys. What's up, Kimmy, Meg P, Punani, John Gone Girl, Mark Klein, September, Women Are Sacred. I want that Tom Hanks thing you were talking about. Punani, CEO, Globalism. If I missed anybody, Mike Stanner, hello, and Megan Ambrose in the house. Kendi, good to see ya. Potatoes here. It's very, very late in the UK. And I saw Meg's like, it's only 6 o'clock here. It's like, wow, it's so weird because it's only 8 o'clock here, but it feels like 11. What's up, Gretchen? Hopefully my audio's all good tonight. If you are returning here, thank you for returning to my channel. But if you are new here and the guy you called Jeffrey is why you're here, thank you for being here. And if you like the vibe here, consider subscribing. And if you really, really, really like the vibe here and you really like Coke Zero, consider becoming a member and joining our Discord group. I said your name twice. Island, hello. It does. It feels like it's midnight. Well, not only do we have this new drop that we're going to skim through tonight, we have some news that goes along with this. Hey, Stacy. Hi, Cindy. Drive safely. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to skim through these docs. We've got some news. Hey, Casey and Lisa. Black Eagle is getting some snow over in Maine. Hello, baby girl. Stay warm. Burr. It was 70 here in Florida today. Just an Okie. Tiara and toddler. You know, I never paid attention to all of that, but apparently there's something, hello, One-Eyed Flo. There's something with Tom Hanks on a show. I can't remember which one you said it was, but he's talking about toddlers and tiaras and SEXY babies. Punani just gave some memberships. Who are the lucky Apple Bottom Jeans, Justice Jane, Texas Ranger, Interspace, are all new members. Welcome, guys. Or is it a cigar? Poon is sucking up. Kevin Lewis says, fuck off. 70 in Florida. Yeah, it was actually really nice today. It was really nice.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Knox girl, habitual lurker here. Can't wait to get more of the docs. It seems like they're going to be dropping some, when we least expect it. So there are like 3 names that are still being held. I think until the 22nd or something like that. KK Gons, hey. Welcome. All right, let's get into it. Let's start scrolling. and see what we've got. But we do have some news on Bill Clinton. And then we also have something about Epstein's shiz being stolen. So we're going to talk about that too. All right, so let's get into the documents. So there are some highlighted, and I'm not sure why those are highlighted, but this is about Churcher, and forgive me if I'm ignorant here, but I don't know who a lot of these people are. You guys probably know more than I do, so I'm just going to read them, and I'll be glancing away at you guys. We're 1 away from 94K. Jess says 7 inches in PA today. That's what she said. Okay, let's get it. Churcher prompted plaintiff to fabricate stories regarding Prince Andrew. Churcher prompted plaintiff to invent stories regarding Alan Dershowitz. Oh, I also have a clip from Michael Jackson talking about Sony. We got that too. Churcher's communications with plaintiff's counsel and law enforcement are not news gathering activities. Whatever that means. Churcher is the sole source. I'm not sure who Churcher is. Sharon Churcher. Ms. Maxwell seeks documents and testimony from Sharon Churcher that are critical to the defense of this single count defamation case. Churcher is the only person with much of the information that will prove the truth defense. So Churcher is the sole source of information regarding the original story told by the plaintiff and was the author of the first articles publishing the plaintiff's claims. The fabrication of Alan Dershowitz's, I can't say his name right, alleged sexual relations with plaintiff. And then down here it says, in that role, she helped manufacture some of the stories that have been denied, and some are the central issues in this case. Second, in certain instances, Churcher was also acting as a source of info for the plaintiff's counsel and law enforcement agencies, specifically stating she was not acting in her capacity as a journalist. So Churcher is a journalist. Thank you, Meg. I just looked and I was like, jinx. So Churcher was acting as a friend and advisor to help plaintiff publish her book, not as a journalist. Now it says here, these included allegations about plaintiff's alleged sexual interactions with Alan Dershowitz and Prince Andrew, specifically referenced in Ms. Maxwell's denial statement. Not only is Churcher aware that the allegations were false, she helped plaintiff concoct the stories. Thank you, Island. Churcher encouraged plaintiff to write a book and to begin pursuing publishing contracts as soon as her exclusivity with the Mail on Sunday was over, May 2011. Churcher recommended a variety of ghostwriters and agents to the plaintiff. Churcher also initiated contact with the U.S. Attorney's Office and FBI on behalf of the plaintiff, setting up their initial meeting where Churcher planned to be present at the meeting for support, not in her capacity as a journalist. Thank you, Global. So this is about her writing books. Okay. Brad Edwards. This is the Vanity Fair. So we're going to get into Bill Clinton and Vanity Fair. Okay, here we go. B. Churcher prompted plaintiff to fabricate stories regarding Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew. In 2011, when Churcher first reported on plaintiff's story after having just spent weeks interviewing plaintiff in Australia, and with a particular focus on her meeting with Prince Andrew, Churcher specifically reported there is no suggestion that there was any sexual contact between Virginia and Andrew, or that Andrew knew that Epstein paid her to have sex with his friends. Shortly thereafter, on March 20th, 2011, Churcher emailed plaintiff explaining to her how she could corroborate a story to tell the FBI that she was given to Prince Andrew. Given to? 94K. Woo! Can I get some turkeys? Hopefully we don't go backwards. Let's get some turkeys. We celebrate the small celebrations around here. Eagle 8. Oh my gosh, Kevin, really? That's so cute. All right. Woo. All right, where were we? Okay, so she wanted her instead to say that she was just given to Prince Andrew as like a gift. Because she's like a person who's given as a freaking gift. At some point between March 2011 and January 2015, Churcher requested that plaintiff handwrite a diary describing her alleged sexual encounters with Prince Andrew. Attached to the Churcher declaration at Exhibit 7 is an article subtitled Diary Entries of a Teen Sex Slave. Detail sorted hookup with Prince Andrew in her own writing. One-eyed Flo, thank you. 94. Let's hope and pray we stay there. I hit the green bar goal. 99.98. This is a reminder to put your chat on live chat. I was on top chat. Kendi W coming in hot. Thank you, Kendi W. Women are sacred. I fucking love you too. I know you guys are. We are a real community now, aren't we? A real community. I love it. Thank you so much. We love ya. And I would love to see everybody in our Discord because we really do have a great, great group of people there. And you can ask Cindy. Cindy's our latest addition. And she can vouch because she didn't know any of us from Adam before she joined. So she has a journal and it says, quote, in a bombshell world exclusive, Radar Online has exclusively obtained the secret journal of the then 17-year-old employed to have sex with billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and his rich and powerful pals. And it's packed with scandalous claims about her illicit trysts, including with Andrew, the fifth in line to the British throne. Legendary. Thank you so much, CEO. Wow. Y'all are spoiling me tonight. We made over the goal with 13 hours ago. Yay! And we're at 94K.
So hot in here.
Yes, Flo. Yes, Flo. Hi, Bad Goose. Happy Saturday. If there was no suggestion of sexual contact with Prince Andrew on March 2nd, 2011, how and when was this first story created? It appears Churcher was directly involved in inventing this story during the course of creating stories for a book. Churcher's testimony on how the Prince Andrew allegation was first created in its direct evidence in this case. Thank you, Casey. She has been a seeker for 9 months. Well, seek no more. Seek no more. What's up, Jamie Rosberg? I'm looking for another channel. Nice to be here. Not being yelled at. No, we won't yell at you, Jamie. We won't yell at you. We're nice. I don't have my pop-out chat up, though. What a loser. Hey, Smiley. Prepper 101. Oh, my gosh. A lot of OGs in here tonight. I love that. You guys know I love that. Let me get our pop-up chat on here. I can't with these Epstein documents. I think we're going to get more. And then Megyn Kelly says that we're going to get even more this year. She put out this cryptic message where she's like, I can't say how I know. All I can say is that I know, and I can tell you for a fact. You know how she talks all cryptic? I can tell you for a fact. I can't tell you how I know, but you will be hearing. We are not done with Jeffrey Epstein this year. So I don't know what that means, but maybe this news thing we're going to read will explain some of it, because there was some things stolen from Epstein's house or something. I don't know. We'll get into that in a minute. All right. So here is, this is her writing to the ghostwriter. Hello, gorgeous. I hope this message comes to you on a bright, sunny day. This is Churcher. Talking about Alan. Don't forget Alan Dershowitz, J.E.'s buddy and lawyer. Good name for your pitch, as he repped Claus Von Bülow, and a movie was made about the case. We all suspect Alan is a pedo and no proof of that. You probably met him when he was hanging out with J.E. Fortnite Punani Queen, 9 months. You could have had a baby in that time. That is amazing. All right. Next page. Let's see. Churcher's communications with plaintiffs' counsel and law enforcement are not news gathering activities. Skip over that. Compelling need for her testimony. The information sought from Churcher is highly material and directly relevant. This is a case about whether or not allegations in the joinder motion were lies, in particular the claims about Ms. Maxwell, Prince Andrew, and Alan Dershowitz, which are the specific items that were denied in Ms. Maxwell's press release. The information sought from Churcher is highly material in proving that each time the story is told, new salacious details are added. The alleged defamatory statement. Starting with Miss Maxwell, Churcher's articles directly conflict with the allegations in the joinder motion and plaintiff testimony in the case. First, Churcher's original article reports the following regarding the plaintiff's first visit to the Epstein mansion. I'd get training and be paid well. Virginia's father gave his blessing, believing his daughter was being handed the opportunity to learn a skill and to work for a wealthy and respectable employer. He drove her to Epstein's pink mansion on the Palm Beach waterfront. Virginia says, Ghislaine, whatever her name is, said I was to start immediately and that someone would drive me home. My father left and I was told to go upstairs. She was led by another woman through Epstein's bedroom into a massage room where he lay face down, naked on a table. Thank you, Patty. She says, anyone think that this Epstein dump could be a distraction for something more nefarious? Like, look here, not there kind of thing. Yeah, they do that all the time. Who knows? We won't know until it's already too late. Isn't that how it always goes? Thank you for your super chat, Patty. He started to interview Virginia. This was unconventional, but Virginia had no suspicions. Presumably, she thought this was how the wealthy conducted their business. Epstein elicited the information that Virginia had been a runaway and no longer a virgin. Virginia was then told to start massaging Jeff under the instructions of the woman who had shown her in. The massage quickly developed into a sexual encounter. Churcher later reports that Ms. Maxwell hired girls for Epstein. In this story, she alleged Miss Maxwell escorted the plaintiff to meet Mr. Jeffrey, but nowhere claims that Ms. Maxwell engaged in any interaction with the plaintiff at any time. The next allegation that is mutated with time in Churcher's stories is the plaintiff's age when she first met Epstein and the amount of time she spent working for him. In Churcher's first story, she published that plaintiff first met him in 98, soon after her 15th birthday, and worked for him for 4 years. So that would be 15 to 19. The joinder motion alleges that plaintiff met Epstein in 99 when she was 15. Both the year and the time of year are material to this case. Plaintiff now admits that she did not meet him in 99, but met him in 2000. Okay, so she was 15 or 16. Does it really matter? Which was the year she worked at Mar-a-Lago. Plaintiff's claims about meeting Jeffrey in 98 or 99 and her claim of being 15 are lies. Plaintiff still claims, however, that she was 16 when she met Jeffrey. Despite efforts to obtain records from Mar-a-Lago, they have no records of plaintiff's date of employment to establish a time frame. Churcher is a witness with information fixing the month when plaintiff claims to have met Jeffrey, soon after her birthday in August. In light of the now admitting year 2000, plaintiff would have been 17 at the time. So they're really arguing these semantics because does it really matter if she was 15, 16, 17? Isn't it all gross and wrong? And I'm about to give you guys the new Discord link. I don't get it. I mean, 16 is even, I don't care what the law says. It's like, and that's the thing. Like these people that have money and, you know, all this power, these are the people that we hold to a higher standard. These are the people that we expect to err on the side of caution. You know what I mean? You know, and I was looking at Gypsy's case last night and I'm like, what the hell? You know, and then we talked about it today. The doctors that did these procedures on her. There were obviously doctors that removed her salivary glands. Where is the accountability? Because we want to trust our doctor, right? Like, how would you feel if you knew that your pediatrician was also treating Gypsy Rose? You'd be like, what the fuck? I don't want to see this guy. So, yeah. Yeah, Clinton said the younger, the better. Mm-hmm. And really, you know, it's sad. Thank you, Kendo. It really is sad that it doesn't surprise me. How about Epstein's picture of Clinton? Have you guys all seen that? The picture of Clinton in the blue dress that had his you know what stains on it from Monica Lewinsky. This was right when you walked into Mr. Jeff's house. Hang on. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Because if they aren't, I mean, this is just not even normal, okay? I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, if not most of you. But I just don't understand where in any world this is okay. You know, we're supposed to be the United States of America, right? Yeah, the red shoes, they're supposed to symbolize pedophilia, right? And this is our president hanging on the wall in Jeffrey's house. What's the bush painting? I'm not familiar with that. No, what's the bush one? Do I need to Google it? Oh, what? 2 planes in a Jenga tower? The fuck? Are you joking? Oh my God, that's so weird. Okay, we might take another day to get through all of these, but listen, I've got to tell you guys a story about that. Before I open this up, listen, my son, when he was in kindergarten, it would have been 2001. It was after 9/11, but it was still in '01. Happy New Year, Scott H. He brought home a worksheet, and it was like a situational worksheet. And there were a couple groups, and it was printed by McGraw-Hill. I've told this story before, but I actually contacted like the news and stuff about it because it had like the girl, like two little cartoon girls, and one looked like Middle Eastern. She had dark hair, and she just looked different than, you know, the American girl who was over here. And they had dolls, and they had like, you know, blocks. You know how kids have blocks? Some of them are longer, some of them are like rectangle, and they were building it. And at the top, it had the two little antennas like the World Trade Center. It had the two little round ones sticking up. Well, then in three different things, it said like Karen flies her planes to the buildings. And there's this little girl with a plane, and she's like standing next to the blocks on the floor, and she's flying it around. And there's little dolls on the blocks on the building. And then the next one said like, Karen drives or flies her plane at the buildings. And then like the buildings are half toppled over, and there's little dolls laying on the ground down below. And then the third one was these blocks that made a rectangle, and it looked like the frickin' Pentagon. And I'm like, what? So I looked at the book. I'm like, this is fucking McGraw-Hill. I mean, we're talking, this is 2001. I called the school. I'm like, look, I want to know when this was printed because this is weird. And I got to the bottom of it, and it was printed. I had all the information. I had the illustrator who drew it. I had all of that stuff. And I actually faxed it to Fox News. I was all worked up about it. I took a picture of it, and I have it on a computer somewhere. It's on a hard drive. I do have it because I remember it's called Craig's Worksheet.jpg. I had it up on, I mean, this has been many years ago, but I'll have to find it again. Craig's Worksheet. I'll never forget it. It made me sick, but I'll have to find that and see if I can track it down. Let me pull up this Bush. Because when you said Jenga, because now that I'm thinking about it, like those pieces looked like Jenga, but they were more like kids' blocks because they were red and white or not red and white, but they were like yellow, red, and blue, and like the primary color blocks. They were like wood blocks. But I faxed it to Fox News and nobody touched it. But I am proud to say that I got that page scrubbed from McGraw-Hill's books. I contacted McGraw-Hill. This was before we could this is before we could, really email people. We didn't have Twitter. We couldn't find them any other way. So I got their fax number and faxed it, but I was like, damn, this is weird. But anyways, I blew a stink with McGraw-Hill, and I said, this is so inappropriate. What kid flies a plane at a building? I was like, what is this wording? Like, none of these teachers, they did this worksheet with these children, and none of these teachers saw anything wrong with it. None of them saw the comparison to 9/11. I was like, what? I will definitely, Kimmy, try to find it. Gosh, I know it was on one of those, what's one of those old sites we used to be able to upload tons of pictures to? Oh God, it's like a really old site, like not Photobug, but so I'm talking early 2000s. So the worksheet was made well before 9/11. So I was trying to get to the bottom of it, but I had the illustrator's name, and I just can't remember it now. I really can't remember it now, but I definitely will try to find it. Thank you, Casey. I'm going to grab that picture of Bush right now because I haven't seen this or heard about it No, it wasn't that. Photo bucket. It was in my photo bucket. Yes. Photo bucket. That's what it is. I wonder if I can still get in my photo bucket. Do photo buckets exist still? I'm going to have to try to retrieve it. No, it was definitely photo bucket. When was this Bush painting made? Do we have a year on this? Floppy disk. Battery. My eye is twitching now. That really creeps me out. I didn't like that. I didn't like that worksheet at all. Not at all. I was like, how can you people look at this? How could you sit there and read this worksheet? You're a kindergarten teacher and you're reading a worksheet that Karen flew her fucking plane to a building? It's like, no, you fly your plane into an airport. You don't fly a plane at a building, to a building, or near a building. It made no sense whatsoever. And it made me really question. That was when I started questioning the public school system and everything they teach and the shit that they, and how dumb they are and the shit they choose, to teach versus not teach. What is this? When was this made? Who's the blonde behind it? Weird. Damn, it's those blocks. It's not Jenga, yo. Those are the same kind of blocks that were in the worksheet. Oh, I don't like it. What year was this? Vincent, we love you. Welcome. I know, but when was it made? Like, was it made after 9/11? Like, are they trying to be funny? Like, haha, he knew? Or was this made? Oh, yeah. I wish you guys could see that worksheet because she was a little Middle Eastern looking girl and she's holding the airplane like a little kid would, like flying it. And she's flying it towards the buildings and there's like dolls hanging out of the building. And it was reminiscent to when we saw the people jumping out of the World Trade Center. It was gross. I mean, it just would mean more to me if it was made before. I'd be like, what? So I'm thinking because Bush doesn't really seem to be related with all of this, is this making fun of George Bush like he did, like he planned it? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to find it, Kimmy. I tried years ago to try to find it again and I couldn't. But I definitely will try to get into my photo bucket. Because that was weird. Pretty sure it was photo bucket. Let me see if I can get in there really fast. If y'all don't mind. God, it would probably be my Yahoo email too. Freaking Yahoo. Remember when everybody had Yahoo? Dude, I need to get that. And since I got it removed, they're not going to have it anymore. I was just like, that is so insensitive, if anything else, All right, so they sent me an email. Let me see. If not, I can check it later and we can just keep going. But if I could find it that quick, that would be so amazing. Hold on, I have to prove I'm not a robot. That's funny because they say that robots are going to be smarter than us. So how are they going to do that? Let's see. Now it's got to send me a text. You guys, though, we might be able to get the worksheet. I didn't get a text. Oh. Here we go. 2, 2, 6. All right. That's the right account. Reset your password. Let's see. Oh my God. I'm just wondering if Epstein and them liked George Bush or if they were trying to make him look like, the idiot that he is. Okay, I'm getting in. Oh, what? Photo Bucket no longer supports free accounts. If you would like to keep your account and any photos you have uploaded, reactivate your account today before it's too late. So they still have my stuff. All right, I'm going to have to mess with this after. I don't know, annual plan. Vince, what's up, Vince? Vince. All right, we'll check on the worksheet. I'll keep that on standby. Tennessee Shine. I think they might be making fun of him because, look how he's sitting, too. Rome, that's hilarious. Hey, Diana. It's good to see you. All right, let's get Bushy Bush off here. Let's get back to our docs because we've got 300 documents. Not that we have to get through them all today. We can take our time. And Potato said she would join us. It was kindergarten, Kimmy. It was a kindergarten workbook. Hi, Mimsy. Mimsy. And Denise and Michelle. All right, so let's keep going here. So here is Bill Clinton's name. Churcher also reported that plaintiff was sent by Epstein and Epstein alone to meet with men, including a well-known businessman whose pregnant wife was asleep in the next room, a world-renowned scientist, a respected liberal politician, and foreign head of state. By contrast, the joinder motion alleges Epstein also trafficked Jane Doe 3 for sexual purposes to many other powerful men, including numerous prominent American politicians, powerful business executives, foreign presidents, a well-known prime minister, and other world leaders. These are our leaders that we're reading about. Who else finds that to be just utterly disturbing? How are we supposed to have faith in any of our leaders when this is the kind of shit we're reading about them, Sick. Despite multiple requests, plaintiff has not been able to produce or provide the actual native version of the picture. and later worked with the FBI to provide information. She is likely the person who has the photo. Da, 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 da. Churcher's information cannot be obtained from an alternative source. Exhibit A. This is an email. Sharon Churcher. Hi again. Thanks for understanding. Appreciate all you are helping me with. This is from Jenna to Sharon Churcher at the newspaper there in the UK. We should meet at the kids' water gym to see where you want to watch the Pelicans feed. I'm sending you this email on a strictly background, not for attribution basis. Virgin, we both. I'm not sure if these are. I'm not really sure this Churcher's role. This is the first time I've ever heard her name. You came highly recommended from my good pal Sharon Churcher, a journalist who works for Sunday Mail. She mentions to me that you produced miniseries back in New York and thought it would be a great idea to contact you to talk about the Billionaires Playboy Club, a book that I'm currently writing, including the names of the rich, famous, and always in trouble. What was Sharon Churcher's role in this? She just helped someone write a book? Good night, potato. To Sharon Churcher from Virginia. I've been working really hard on the story and loving it. Only 17 days till I'm out of contract. I was sent a message by Brad Edwards, who suggested it would be a good idea to speak with the gentleman from Vanity Fair. I thought I should catch up with you because Vanity Fair are doing an Andrew piece, and Brad says the writer Ed Klein wants to interview you. Ed Calvin Klein. Just wondering if you have any information on you from when you and I were doing the interviews about the J.E. story. I wanted to put names of some of these assholes, cops. I meant to say pedos that J.E. sent me to. With everything going on in my brain, feels like mush, and it would be a great deal of help. Ugh. Don't forget Alan Dershowitz. Yeah, we read that. Virginia just emailed me asking suggestions about agents. I assume you guys plan to share one. Talking about commission. A pal of mine, David Heyman, said to use his name with his agent Mel Berger, who is the top guy at William Morris in New York. Did she tell you Vanity Fair trying to contact her? We aren't helping them, and I've refused to tell them her married name. I'm not going to give it to Mel, as he tends to be a bit of a gossip and knows the VF crowd. So Vanity Fair was getting ready to publish something, I guess, risque. Who the heck is Jared? She keeps talking about Jared representing her. As far as Sandra goes, I'm not willing to pay her what she wants. Could you please give me the names? And he goes, that's all about this book. Oh, here we go. Now it's going to get juicy. Who's P.A.? Who's P.A.? In other news, I got a message from Brad Edwards, who passed on another request from Vanity Fair, offering to pay me for my pic with P.A., Prince Andrew. I know they are putting together a piece on P.A., and I would like to find out exactly what that entitles about myself. Good points, all of them. I'm looking at both sides to the picture. On the upside, it will give exposure. It must be carefully written and not give any notions about the upcoming book. When I was doing some research into Vanity Fair yesterday, it does concern me what they want to write about me, considering that B. Clinton walked into Vanity Fair and threatened them not to write sex trafficking articles about his good friend, J.E. Should I be asking, what is this story they're writing pertaining to? I just thank goodness for having a friend like you on the inside who knows how to deal with the viciousness of today's world. I will let Brad know what you have recommended. Thanks again. The big gamble would be to give them a statement. Your interviews with us were accurately reported. You have no da-da-da-da-da. You have no more to say at this time about how you were sex trafficked to PA and other men, including two of the world's most respected politicians, blank and blank. Who are the two redacted? Who are the two that are redacted? As well as women, the scenes with Ghislaine, etc. I would let VF buy your picture via Brad, she says. A lot of this is repetitive, so I'm just going to scroll past it, rather. Back from the ER, and blank has a torn ligament. Could be much worse. Phew. Anyways, I wasn't sure exactly what to put in my profile, so I thought it would be informative. But if this is not what you had in mind, let me know. Then this one is redacted to... I think that's redacting her married name or something. The one aspect of this you need to address is how many names to name of men and when. I will go through your synopsis carefully over the weekend and let's chat. One strategy would be to add in some examples with blank instead of names. Okay. Dear Jared Weisfeld, We spoke on the phone back a couple months ago regarding the story I am writing called The Billionaires Playboy Club. I'm no longer under any contract, blah, blah, blah. I would have included some of the press that has covered the ongoing case of Jeffrey, the world's richest pedophile, and my good friend and journalist, Sharon Churcher, has a few from her article she has written to send you as well. I'm very serious about getting my book published, but it is also a woman's story of glitz, glamo, sorrow, compassion, and true love. Thank you, Virginia Roberts. And then here's all the links, I guess. Exhibit C. This is Jane Doe 3 and Jane Doe 4 coming forward in this lawsuit. I think this is repetitive from what we had the other day. It is. So I think I have to go down more. Exhibit 4. This is their email and their deposition schedule. So the one, okay, let's see. Who'd they depose? Johanna, which is a victim. We have Sky Roberts. I don't know who that is. Dr. Stephen Olson in Denver. Lynn Miller in Denver. Juan Alessi, who worked for Epstein. Maria, that's his wife. Michael Ostrich, Maxwell's counsel. David Rogers was the pilot. Deposition of blank. See that one on Saturday, the 4th of June in Fort Lauderdale. Deposition of Jean-Luc. Deposition of blank in New York / New Jersey on the 8th. Deposition of Jojo Fontanella. Ronaldo Rizzo, that guy named Jeffrey, Jared Westfeld, and Sharon Churcher, Nadia Markinkova, the detective Joe Ricari, deposition of blank in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Then we have the deposition of Sarah Kellen in New York, Emmy Taylor, other California witnesses as needed, or if needed, and the deposition of Ross Gow. And these are a list of witnesses. Juan Alessi, we know that he worked there and he gave information. We know about them. Kathy Alexander. I'm just going to run through these names. Miles Alexander. Doug Band. Doug Band was present on flights with Jeffrey, Ghislaine, and President Clinton, and may have had knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine's sex trafficking conduct and interactions with minors. Doug Band. Gwendolyn Beck, redacted. Sophie Biddle. This one's entirely redacted, number 10. Was present on flights with J.E., Ghislaine, and Virginia, and may have had information about Ghislaine and J.E.'s trafficking conduct. Faye Borland, another redacted. Jean-Luc. Ron Burkle has knowledge. Another, number 15, completely redacted. Ron Burkle. Carolyn Casey. Allison Chambers. She worked as a masseuse for Jeffrey during that time and has information. William Jefferson Clinton traveled with Jeffrey and Ghislaine and may have information about the sex trafficking. That's nice. Our fucking president. Our fucking president. Maximilia Cordero. Valston Cochran. Shantae Davies. She was present on flights. Tila Davies. Also same deal. Anuska DeGiorgio. May have information. Alan Dershowitz has knowledge. Ryan Dion. Is that Celine Dion and Ryan Dion? May have knowledge of the sex trafficking conduct. Who is Ryan Dion? Is that Celine Dion's relative? It always comes back to money and sex, doesn't it, Myron? It always comes back to money and sex. I'm gonna go off cam for a little bit just because I'm just gonna get a little more comfortable. So I'll be back on camera in just a little bit. I'm gonna read. Okay, there we go. I can just kind of relax. All right, let's do this. Eva Anderson Dubin. Redacted. She was present on flights and has information. Like, there is no doubt she has it. Glenn Dubin was present on flights and has information. Blank may have information. Island says she took off her bra. Right. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Prince Andrew Albert Christian Edward, the Duke of York. He has knowledge of the trafficking and interaction with underage minors, including Virginia. Records custodian for travel for Prince Andrew Albert Christian Edward, the Duke of York. What a joke. Has knowledge of the sex trafficking and interaction with underage minors. And none of these people said shit. Do you know what that means, guys? It means that there is a lot of people that are running the show every day that we live in that are shitbags. That are people that we would never invite into our living rooms. I would never want not one of these motherfuckers in my house. How about y'all? Put a 1 if you would want any of these motherfuckers in your house. What just happened? Dude, why do I hear my own music? Oops. I wouldn't want any of them there. I don't give a fuck if you're the Duke of York. To me, the Duke of York is, that just doesn't mean shit. When you're this big of a shitbag and you're gross and you're a pedophile and you hide it and this comes out about you, you should be derobed of whatever the fuck you're robed with. It should never be too late to stop it. It should never be too late to stop it. These are the people that we have maps for, right? This is why us as parents get on these damn maps that we have to have watchdogs for these registered pedos. But you know what? While they're busting these registered pedos for doing shit over and over and over, and we're focusing on these news conferences of these sick fucks that look like they're on meth and God knows what else, we've really got the president or, the former president of our country See ya, Toby. This is my show, yo. Just for that, I'm going to talk a little bit longer just for you, Toby. Is that a threat? I love when people come in my chat when I'm giving my opinion and tell me they're out if I don't do what they say.
C'est la vie, adios, fuck off and die.
But it's really sick. We don't even want these kind of people living in our freaking neighborhoods, right? The governor of New Mexico. I have no idea what Andrew got revoked, but you're still calling him Prince. So it obviously wasn't enough. It probably wasn't enough. Whatever they did to him wasn't enough. All these people knew, and they didn't say shit. Tatiana Espinoza. Annie Farmer. We already read about these people in the first part of this. Frederick Fakai. Tony Figueroa. Luciano Jojo Fontanilla. Lynn Fontanilla. Michael Friedman. Former House staff and may have knowledge of the trafficking. Rosalie Friedman. Right, but Lady May, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have people that are running our country that put money before morals. It's bad. Tell him, Vincent. Tell him, Vincent. Roscoe, Acuity Representation. Tiffany Catherine Gramza may have information. We have someone completely, number 44 is completely redacted. Amanda Grant. Leslie Groff. Number 47, completely redacted. Has information. Claire Hazel. Shelley Harrison. Claire has knowledge and Shelley Harrison may have knowledge. Gina Ignativa may have knowledge. Brett Jaffe. Defendant's attorney. And then there's someone else, number 52. Number 52, blanked out, has knowledge of the trafficking situation. Sarah Kensington, formerly Sarah Kellen. Tatiana may have knowledge. Another 55, blanked out. Has knowledge. We're still protecting people that have knowledge of doing this. Sick. Adam Perry Lang, traveling chef, may have knowledge. Another one completely blanked out, may have knowledge. Michael Liffman, Peter Listerman, Cindy Lopez, Melinda Lutz, Sherry Lynch, Nadia Marcinko. She has knowledge for sure. Bob Meister may have knowledge. And Todd Meister. Brakamana Melawa. Thank you so much, Mark Klein. I don't understand it either. It's weird. That's house staff. Here's another one. Jakarushi Melawa may have knowledge. Here's another one completely blanked out, number 68. It seems like this is a big web that all connects in some way, shape, or form. Andrea Mitrovich, Bill Peden, Francis Peden, house staff. Blank, number 72, completely blanked out. Dara Priest. Lady May, same for the when I lived in Detroit, we had the auto show every year in January. Huge. They were busting sex traffickers left. They bust sex traffickers left and right there. The Super Bowl, huge. Any of these Hollywood award shows, anytime any of these billionaires get together, there's probably young girls available for sex. And if we're going to hold these scums accountable that live in our neighborhoods, these people need to be held accountable too. Luella Rubio, house staff. Bill Richardson, Ronaldo Rizzo, Haley Robson, David Rogers, Adriana Ross, Joanna Soberg, Kelly Spam, Cecilia Stein, Emmy Taylor, Evelyn Valenzuela, Larry Vasosky, Leslie Wexner, Courtney Wild, Igor Zinoview, Igor. All females identified in police reports. All other than minor girls. All pilots, chauffeurs, chefs, or employers. All staff and employees at Mar-a-Lago Club between 1999 and 2002. All documents, look at this, number 10. All documents demonstrating the relationship between Bill Clinton and Jeffrey and Ghislaine. Ghislaine was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Photos of Ghislaine at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Stop it. Number 11.
Creep town, dude.
That is weird. At her wedding? Ugh. All documents relating to Prince Andrew's travel to New York City and the Caribbean from 1999 to 2002. Let's see. Talking about pain and suffering now. That is just nasty. Did the Clintons really leave? I saw that they were out of the country. Is that really true? These are emails for depositions now. Where's it at, Island? In Discord? Oh, we're going to read some of these depositions. Thank you, Island. Let me check it out. You guys are so resourceful. Oh, that is weird. Why would they invite Ghislaine? I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to this. If they invite Ghislaine to her wedding, freaking Chelsea. Why would Chelsea even want Ghislaine? Oh, that's just gross. Did you guys see that picture of Chelsea or that video of Chelsea doing car karaoke? I think she was doing it with like Oprah. I can't remember who else was in the car. Did you guys see the car karaoke? I made a short on it and YouTube struck me. I wonder who her date was. That is just strange. Like, he's not even trying to hide it. Yeah, I didn't know all of this. Jamie, bear with me. Glenn V, I agree. I think Trump, the only thing that involves Trump is that Jeffrey had a home and was a member of Mar-a-Lago. But that doesn't put Trump in, like this witness even said, this Virginia was like, no, I never saw Trump at his homes. And no, I never gave Trump a massage, which can't be said for some of these other creeps. Yes, Jamie, chime in. Like Island, you guys are like a wealth of knowledge. One witness, Ronaldo Rizzo, was in tears as he recounted defendant bringing a 15-year-old to his employer's home in utmost distress, told him that the defendant stole the young girl's passport and tried to make her have sex with Jeffrey and then threatened her. They're talking about her going to the emergency room. I'm trying to make ends of it. I'm just looking for names and stuff. Medical records. Dr. Wawa. This is all doctor stuff. I don't know if we really need to, we're going to get anything from this. And I feel like a lot of these redactions are like other victims maybe, or things that are still under investigation. Come on, give us more. We have to keep scrolling and rolling. All right, here's some. Most recently, defendant's witness Tony Fagoria testified he witnessed defendant escort young girls he brought over to Jeffrey's home for sex acts and testified that defendant called him on the phone asking him to bring girls over to Jeffrey's. Question. And how long would you and one of these other girls sit there and have this small talk with Miss Maxwell? No more than 10 or 15 minutes. What were you waiting for? Pretty much her to take them upstairs and then I would leave. I would wait for them to be like, we're ready. And then I'd be all right. See you later. And I leave. You were waiting for who to take who upstairs? I had seen Miss Maxwell take a girl up there. Well, not up there visibly, but I watched her leave the room with one. Upstairs? Well, I didn't see the stairs. Like in the kitchen, there's not like you have to go all around and all that shit. Pretty much every time I had a conversation with any of them, it was either asking Virginia where she was, asking her to get girls, or me getting girls. Figueroa. Accordingly, at this stage in discovery, it's not just the flight logs showing defendant flying with Jeffrey over 20 times when she was a minor. It is not just the message pads from the law enforcement trash pulls that show the defendant arranging to have an underage girl come to Jeffrey's house for training. It's not just the police report. It's not just the photographs of the defendant and other men with Miss Caffrey when she was a minor. Now there is actual live testimony evidence that the defendant was a procurer of young girls for sex with Jeffrey. With whom she shared a home and a life, thus validating Miss Guffrey's claims. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. It's not the popular opinion, but okay, we've already read these. This is that Virginia's test or deposition. Mr. Palooka? Who's Mr. Palooka? Oh, that's okay. Never mind. That's the damn lawyer. Joseph Rickeri. I think he's an employee. How many girls did you interview that were sought to give or that actually gave massages at Epstein's home? Approximately. He says approximately 30. He says 30 or 33. 30 to 33 girls. I'm back. And of the 33 or so girls, how many had massage experience? I believe 2 of them. 2 of them. The remainder of the 30 girls that went to their house for the purposes of massage or recruited for massage, they had no experience. That's correct. And were the majority of those girls that you interviewed over or under the age of 18? The majority were under. And how was it that Jeffrey gained access to that number of underaged girls? Each of the victims that went to the home were asked to bring their friends. Some complied, some didn't. All right, here we go. Describe for us the pattern was told to you by the 30 or so girls that you interviewed. Initially, when the victims would come into the home and were brought upstairs to provide the massage, Jeffrey would lay them on his massage table where they would start to rub his back and the back of his legs. Epstein would either attempt to fondle the girls or touch them inappropriately, and at which point he would pleasure himself. And when he was done, he would get up and go wash off while the girls would get dressed and go back downstairs to get paid. Okay, so did you determine that massage was actually a code word for something else? When they went to perform a massage, it was for sexual gratification. And when the assistants would call and ask these girls to work, did you learn what the term work meant with respect to these girls coming to the house? Work meant to come and provide Jeffrey a massage. During the investigation, it was determined that he would have multiple massages during the day. He would have some in the morning and some in the afternoon, sometimes into the evening. Some of the victims did not want to be touched. Some of the victims did not want to partake in that. So it was, I believe, for a couple of them, it was only a one-shot deal, but others continued to come. And they brought additional girls, he says. And did you learn of Sarah Kellen's involvement? He says, yes. What was her role? And from your overall investigation, kind of just a big picture, what was the criminal activity, as specific as you can, that you learned that Jeffrey Epstein and others were involved in? He says it was sexual battery and lewd and lascivious conduct for under the age of 16. And it became known to us that the victim was recruited, brought to the home, provided the massage, was paid, whether there was inappropriate touching, whether there was actually intercourse, all of that was documented, and was asked whether they brought anyone to the home, whether they had any formal training in massage. And once additional victims were identified, we continued the same method of investigation. And of the earliest victims, in terms of the chronology, oh my God, I can't say that word, chronology of this pyramid of girls. That's what I sound like when I make videos, by the way. I'm like, He says that there's one of the earliest victims that you interviewed was Haley Robson, right? He says it was actually SG, I think, was the first one that was interviewed. Okay, my question was bad. I know the first person interviewed that kind of kicked off the investigation was SG. But if I characterized it wrong, a scheme that Jeffrey engaged in by using assistants to recruit girls, right? He says correct. So when I say the first, I mean at the top of the pyramid, one of the earliest people you interviewed was HR. He says correct. And I think you testified that Molly and Tony drove HR to Jeffrey's house the first time. Correct. Did you ever trace all the way up to the highest level to determine who was it that started this particular chain of Palm Beach girls coming over to Jeffrey Epstein's home? I did not. Really? So they couldn't trace back where this all originated? Who was weird? And then it's cut off. This looks like more medical record deposition. Dr. Steven Olson. I don't really care about the doctor stuff. Excuse me. Like, this is the same thing we just read. Yeah, this is all medical. Again. I agree with you, Rome. It's sick. It seems like every case we follow almost has some kind of like, not pedo vibe, but just like this is always somehow in the background, it seems like. It's really gross. All right, we're on page 248 of 328. And there's supposed to be more dropping as well. But this is all doctor. And I don't think there's going to be anything about names that we're interested in there. Emotional distress. Will there be anything down below? Plaintiff failed to produce emails from her iCloud and Hotmail. This is all redacted. What is this? Third deposition to wit. Might be medical stuff redacted. I don't know. This is still medical doctors shit. Plaintiff objects to further questioning regarding emails from her iCloud and Hotmail and submits that Ms. Maxwell's claims regarding these missing emails are simply false. Plaintiff testified she began working at Mar-a-Lago during a break from her GED classes, that she believed it was a summer job. It was her best recollection about June of 2000 when she was still 16. Royal Palm Beach and Forest Hills High School contradict that. Showing that the plaintiff was in school during the summer of 2000 when she was 17. Who cares? Like, does it even matter, you know? I think this might be Ghislaine's response. Videotape deposition of Tony. So Tony was one of the people that drove one of the girls to Jeffrey's. Oh my God, this is sick. Listen to this. I believe it was, wait, where did you go after Royal Palm Beach? I believe it was South area. I'm pretty sure it was South area. This is Tony Figura. I'm pretty sure it was South area. Did you go to another school after that? Yeah, I went to Gold Coast. Is that also in Royal Palm Beach? No, that's South area. Gold Coast is like West Palm. Did you ever go to a survivor's charter school? Yes, I went there too. When did you go there? I'm not sure of the date, but it was somewhere. I can't remember if it was Gold Coast first or Survivor. So he's going to these high schools. Ugh. Can you describe Survivors Charter School? And it's called Survivors. So were they like preying on kids that were having problems? Survivors Charter School? I mean, like I said, it was an alternative school. It was pretty much a bunch of bad kids, you know, who have gotten kicked out. It was like a last chance school. Does it look like a school? Kind of. I mean, it had like a cafeteria and then it had a whole bunch of portables and stuff. Thank you, Myron. That was really nice of you. I remember there was like a bridge that went over the interstate, but I mean, it was just little, it was a little crappy school. Was it during the day or night? It was during the day. So regular hours. Yeah. Da 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 da. I don't even understand this. This might be a friend of one of the victims. Because, you know, they're just giving chunks. None of this makes sense. So I think we just need to, like, scan for names. I don't know where everybody's seeing all, like, Tom Hanks and shit. I don't see any of that in here. I mean, I don't see anybody I've even ever heard of, really. I just think it almost seems like a distraction, whoever said that earlier, because what is this really? We already knew about all of this. It's just, I mean, it's not really confirming it too much to me. What do you guys think? At the time, plaintiff said that although she had been in contact with the likes of Prince Andrew in London and Bill Clinton and other famous people, there was no suggestion that those people had engaged in any kind of improper sexual contact with her. Fast forward a few years, some other women who claimed they were victims of Jeffrey's abuse filed a lawsuit in Florida, and they asked the court to undo a plea agreement. Da, 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 da. Okay. Claimed to have been involved in sexual relations with Prince Andrew, with world leaders, and a former prime minister of some other country or other, Mr. Alan Dershowitz. Those are the main things. Buckingham Palace said her claims were absolutely untrue. World leaders? Who's a world leader? Name one world leader. If there's if she was messing with many, like, plural world leaders. What's up, Shell? Hope you're feeling better. Hey, True Crime. I think so too, Glenn. I agree with you on that. Name one world leader. Hey, Mystic. Hey, Samson. Mark Klein.
Oh my God. God forbid. God forbid.
I'm waiting to see one world leader. Rockefeller? Like, what would be a world leader? Why is Putin a world leader? Isn't he the Russian leader? How is he a world leader? Is Biden a world leader? World leader. I don't know. Early 2000s. Who would be a world leader? Tony Blair? Jamie, I'm starting to get afraid that all of these quote unquote conspiracy theories are going to end up being true. Mike, I think this whole thing was some money, a moment of fame, possibly even going for blackmail money. About those redactions. Right. Well, I mean, what really is a world leader? And who characterizes a world leader? Why are presidents of other countries world leaders? Why isn't our president a world leader? Schwab? So does money make the world leader, like BlackRock, Vanguard, all that? Are they world leaders too? Dixie? Dixie, I'm slowly getting there. You know, I try to keep 2 feet on the ground as much as I can. I can't always do it. I can't always do it when shit keeps coming true. Like Hitler and Kim Jong. I don't think they've paid their names off yet. I think they're trying to fight it, though. Yeah, we don't need tinfoil hats anymore. Weird. Yeah, I guess I mean, when you sit down and you say like, okay, this person has slept with world leaders, you know, and a famous prime minister. I mean, where do they have prime ministers besides Canada and in Europe? Where are their prime ministers in a lot of countries? I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of ignorant on this. I'm true crime, you know, but this is like spilling over into the true crime area, and I like to keep up on current events. So this is kind of Dixie who? Where's does it say Dixie? Whistling Dixie. What are you talking about? Who's Dixie? Stacy, I said early 2000s. Who's Dixie, dude? Megan May, a world leader, is someone who is a leader of a country, especially an economically powerful country. Say it again. Dixie. Fuck off. I had a blonde moment the other day and I'll never live it down. Idiots. Idiots. Y'all are idiots in Discord. Okay. Let's keep going. Because we have to get to the newest news. I really want to go over it. So here's Dershowitz. I think this is mainly going to be Prince Andrew, Clinton, Miss Maxwell being a pain in the ass and refusing to do shit. They wanted her to identify all people who gave a massage to Jeffrey. And she objects to everything. I mean, everything is a question, and then she's objecting to it. We're almost done with this document. Yay! I've had it held on my shoulders since it came out. I feel like whenever something like this comes out, I got to get it out. And the fact that I didn't had me a little stressed. I was feeling a little overwhelmed. So that's it, guys. That's it. All right, let's get over to our news. Ready? Thieves stole computers. Can you guys see this? Okay. Yeah, you can. Thieves stole computers from offices of Epstein's ex-crisis PR guru the day before unsealed docs were released. So remember we talked about his PR company. We looked up the website and it was gone.
It's not white-sided.
What's up, Caterbug? Thieves broke into the LA offices of Jeffrey's one-time crisis PR guru and stole work computers the day before the court documents related to the pedo were released. Michael Sitrick of A-List Global... Oh, this is a different crisis company. My bad. An A-List Global Crisis PR firm, Sitrick and Company, said crooks burglarized his company's offices in a 4-story Brentwood building on January 2nd, but batted down any connection between the break-in and this week's unsealing of 900 documents. There can't be any connection because it makes no sense, Sitrick said. Sitrick said the thieves only stole computers that were used by employees in the accounts payable and pointed out that other employees' offices in the building were broken into on Tuesday. He added. He also said neither his private office nor the assistants were tampered with. This is strict Sitrick and Company. If the thieves were after anything related to Jeffrey or anyone else, how can one explain why my office was not broken into? So they responded to a call at 11999 San Vincent Boulevard at 12:30 p.m. local time, with crooks managing to enter the building by breaking a glass door. This is Sitrick. He was Jeffrey Epstein's PR crisis guy. Ugh. You know how when we covered Farrader and what a piece of shit Farrader is? And how we were like, all those people sitting in court defending him should be looked into if they have children. I want you guys to just look at this picture and just put one word in chat of what you feel when you look at this guy. One word. Let's play a game. Shall we play a game? Sure. Let's do it.
Shall we play a game?
One word. Look at his fingers. One word. The crisis PR maven said he began working with the child sex abuser in 2011 in the wake of a post story detailing Jeffrey's relationship with Prince Andrew. Sitrick said he had fired Jeffrey as a client roughly a year before his company sued Jeffrey in 2014 to recoup $71K in unpaid bills. Perv, dirty, devil, Chester, arrogant. I agree. And like this dude, oh, he makes my skin crawl. And not just because we know what he did, but just ew. Pumping. Psh, 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 psh.
I flashed and said, wow, pretty far out. I thought it was pretty far out.
So I guess these computers were stolen, but this dude right here is saying it doesn't mean shit. So we've got one more story here. Check this out. Oh, look. Medicare is giving free implants. A, I call bullshit because Medicare doesn't pay for shit. B, why am I getting this? Bill Clinton marched into Vanity Fair's office. This goes along with the docs we read. Marched into Vanity Fair's office and threatened staff not to write about his pal called Jeffrey. Virginia Roberts claims that Bill Clinton marched into the offices of Vanity Fair, demanded the magazine halt planned publication of a story about Mr. Jeffrey. So this was a claim made in May 2011 in an email discussing an interview to promote her book. So one of those that I scrolled over because I'm too impatient to read them all. She said Clinton walked into Vanity Fair and threatened them not to write a sex trafficking article about his good friend, that guy Jeffrey. There's no evidence for her wild claim, and it seems highly unlikely that the former president would intervene in such a public way. He is currently believed to be on vacation in the Mexico city of San Miguel de Allende.
John Wayne Bobbitt's penis.
A spokesman for Vanity Fair's then editor Graydon Carter told The Telegraph this categorically did not happen. Epstein himself did, however, allegedly prevent Vanity Fair from publishing reporting by journalist Vicky Ward, who had interviewed sisters Maria and Annie Farmer about their abuse by Jeffrey. Ward said in her 2022 podcast that Jeffrey threatened her and said, "I have reports here about you, your husband. I have everything under the sun that was sent to me by people who want to be helpful." Vanity Fair said the claims of sexual abuse were not included in her '03 published article because they were added late and did not meet legal standards. Here's these snakes. Just gross. I mean, the president of our United States, like, we are taught, it really, and I'm gonna get on my soapbox, and if you don't like it, you can exit out, and that's fine. But I was raised, and I'm a Gen Xer, and I was raised that you respect the president. I was taught, like, you call him President so-and-so, even if you don't like him. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Obama, but, you still call him president because he is. To be brainwashed with such lies and be told that you should have the utmost respect for someone. Like, I'm looking at this jackass and I'm thinking, we're taught to respect this guy like high standard. And I'm sorry, we all find out about this stuff in our own way, in our own due time, and we all process the lies that we're told. I wasn't born when Nixon was president. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for being here. But it just irritates me because we're taught to respect these assholes. And it's just an utter disappointment, to be honest. And it just shows me that it's money. Money truly is the root of all evil. Whoever first came up with that saying, money is the root of all evil, because all of this boils down to money. Because majority of us were raised here and we didn't have pedophilia in our upbringing. All right, let's look through these photos. It just makes me sick. Oh, this is the actual email. Oh, I did read that one. B. Clinton. Yep. That's the actual email right there. So they're saying now that she mistaked B. Clinton for Jeffrey. Oh, my, that's awesome. Looks like JE and BC were talking about prices. Yeah, it's just really disappointing to me. And, you know, a lot of people have figured this out already and have been in a rabbit hole and went through the whole QAnon Pizzagate thing. I stayed away from that. Because COVID was enough for me. And I just think we need to respect where everybody is in the process of learning that we were lied to. Because we all come from different generations and we all come from different upbringings. And we're all going to absorb this in different ways. It's nuts. I mean, it's like looking at your history book and just going, why bother? And I agree, politicians have always been slimy. But this is a whole new kind of slimy that's really confirmed. So when things are confirmed, I don't know. And it's harder, I think, for like the boomers. I think the boomers get really shook by this kind of stuff. And I think I just see it, you know. I think we have to go easy and just kind of meet everybody where they are in this stuff because it's heavy. And some people do have pedophilia in their upbringing that they're, you know, healing or haven't healed from or are trying to heal from. And this shit's triggering and it's real and it's gross. And I see this and it's just fucking gross because I remember sitting in front of the TV watching this man address our country like he's some stand-up person. I love my boomers. Yay! If you're a boomer, make yourself known. We love our boomers here. My siblings are all boomers, so I can relate with the boomer. I love it, Okie. Boomers rock. We have to baby our boomers. No pun intended. We have to baby our boomers. Boomers, are you with me when I say this has shook you? You know, finding out that the CIA was behind JFK assassination. I mean, that I remember my brother was like turning 5 or 6 and he remembers his birthday. The president was shot. And to find out now the truth, you know, which we all always thought there was more, but there's a whole different thing when it's like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, but then it comes fucking true. I don't know what the P word is either. They can pretty much say whatever they want in chat. We're all adults. Fuck it all. You can say fuck it all. Yeah, I mean, who does, Glenn? It's unsettling. Yeah, it's unsettling because everything that you knew is not what you thought it was. And everything that, you know, could have made you feel safe or secure is not what you thought it was. You know, predictable. Like, boomers like predictability. They like to know what's going on. And when they find out that their whole thing was a lie, some of them just can't handle it. I mean, and look how old these photos are, guys. These are some old photos. And look at that devious look on that bitch's eyes. Hey, old buddy, old pal. Yeah, I saw that, Willow. Nixon resigning shook you? I bet. The CIA has done some terrible things. I agree, Ed Gain. All the government entities. Look at the FBI under Hoover's watch. Who's this little short guy? Look at what's he fucking laughing about? Look at him. Yuck. I look at that picture and I just see a bunch of yuck. What if we all refused to vote? What if no one voted and said, fuck all y'all? Then what would they do? There's so many more of us than them. I don't think he had a thing for Ghislaine. I think he had a thing for young. Ugh. I mean, how old was Monica Lewinsky when he did that? You know, back then we probably didn't think she looked very young because we were young. Let's look at what Monica. Let's look her up and see what she looked like back then. Because you know how you look back and you're like, holy shit. Because now you're older than they were at the time. I just haven't looked at her photo in a long time. So let's look at her at the time when she would have been messing with Bill. Was this it? I mean, for real, how old was she? Yeah, 21, 22? I mean, even though she's legal, it's still not morally right. Wouldn't work because the 20 votes would. Oh, yeah. I guess you guys are right. Mike, 21 years old. Yeah. And he's what, 50 something? And people make jokes about it. Wow, that's her now. She was called a fucking bimbo, made jokes about her. Awful. Just awful. Bill Clinton is a horrible individual. And this picture is in Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue. Look at this bullshit. If you buy your kid Teen Vogue, you might want to look at what the fuck they put in there. Because what kid needs to know about the connection? Why do we... It's this kind of shit. Teen Vogue. President Bill Clinton's impeachment and ties to Monica Lewinsky explained. This was printed in 2018. Story broke 20 years ago this week. Look at the toenail clippers for seniors. Do you guys get ads like this? I mean, we already had Paula Jones file this sexual harassment complaint. And this is in Teen Vogue, by the way. They're educating our kids. Two other women, a former White House volunteer, Kathleen Willie, and an Arkansas nursing home owner, Juanita Broderick, came forward to say that the president had groped and harassed them too. Lewinsky was 21 when she started working at the White House as an unpaid intern. In an affidavit, she denied having a relationship. She probably, her life was threatened. Then they came out with the taped conversations. And they brought that dress into court with his freaking semen on it? Sick. I mean, this man should be embarrassed to show his face in public at this point. If this happens in your school to like your principal, they would probably move to another community. Why is this? This is fucked up, man. Things need to change. January 16th is her day. That's the anniversary day. Interesting. Remember that, though? The whole blue dress? Like, what? Sick. And then we have this bullshit. Or not that. Not that. This. Yeah, that Discord link doesn't work. Don't use that command. Do you have the new one, Kendi, still? And why is he pointing? By the way, I think any of you moderators in Discord can create an invite. All you have to do is go to the forum if you're on your phone and just hold down your finger on the forum and then it says invite and you just copy that link. You guys, anybody can do it. That's a moderator there. Yeah, back then girls were afraid and they were threatened. And now it's, the Me Too movement, I think. What do you mean it's fake? No, this was hanging in Epstein's home. And his wedding ring. It's not fake. This was in his home right when you walked in. It's an oil painting that guy named Jeffrey had in his house of Mr. Bill Clinton. Virginia Roberts. This was Virginia Roberts. That's a picture of her back then. She was recruited in 2000. She was 17. She was working at the Mar-a-Lago Club. Oh, I don't know who's the artist. I haven't looked into that. But here's the Bush one he had as well. Looks like the same artist painted him, huh? Here's one, an oldie of the two scumbags. No, it's not a photo. It's a painting. But still, our president in the blue dress that he came on with his mistress when he's married, and our president, and he's wearing the same dress with red shoes, totally disgusting and inappropriate, and he should never show his face in public again, and he should be ashamed of himself. I mean, it damn sure looks like he posed for it. He has no breasts. He probably wore the dress. He's a sicko, man. Mm-hmm. I know. What about her? But dude, he's the president. Like, you have an unpaid intern. You shouldn't fool around with them. Like, you can't do that in a regular business. If you do that in a regular business and they find out, you're in trouble. So why is the president not held to higher standards? The highest of standards, in my opinion, the president should be held to. The highest of highest of highest of standards. And if they can't hold to the highest and highest of standards, then get them the fuck out and get someone in who can. Because there are good people out there who do care. Not everybody's a scum like these people. But these people, birds of a feather, flock together. And personally, I'm glad the shit's being exposed. Whether and it will make a change. It has to eventually. You can't just have all this stuff come out and like never changes. Oh yeah, I didn't have sexual relations with that woman and I didn't inhale. He's just a fucking dick. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. People don't get away with it in regular businesses. The regular old Joe going to work that tells his person in the next cubicle she's got a nice ass is not going to get away with it. Those people, they get fired. They get charges pressed against them. They can't get another job somewhere else. I mean, workplace sexual harassment is taken very seriously. So why is it not for our president? And if it's not, it should be. And it pisses me off. Yeah, and she was young. She was an unpaid intern. Once you spread it for the president, it's hard to go back, Mark. You can't just go back and say, oh, let's act like this didn't happen. If you agree with me, hit that like button. I am going to end on this note. Hey, and I'm going to let you know I've got something in the works. We're going to be taking a look at the Gypsy Rose case and going back over interrogations. So be looking for that. But hit that like button. Let's run our credits and let's dance this bitch out. Happy Saturday. It's only 10 p.m. here on the East Coast. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
About you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. I know shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on cold.
One Jennifer or two
Jennifer?
Everybody does.
Everybody does that. It's okay.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.